Well, hello, MoveEasy movers. Welcome to MoveEasy Yoga with Kathy. Today is Saturday, May 11th, 2024, or whatever day you're watching this YouTube video. So hopefully you're having a good day. Today's focus is going to be on a lot on the back, some on the hips, some on the legs. Areas that we depend a lot on. Our back for posture, our hips. I don't know about you, my hips get tight a lot, and legs. So, as far as props, the only thing you're going to really need is whatever you put behind your head for head ramping and a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt, a, a robe tie, as long as it does not stretch, because we'll be doing leg stretch. So we're going to go ahead and start in our normal manner with legs up on a chair. You can also do legs up a wall, although that's a little bit harder. What we're doing here is we're putting our lower back into traction. So let me review just real quickly. So your lower legs are on a chair, couch, box, whatever you've got that keep your lower legs even with the floor. If you're short like me, you have to be real careful because a lot of times my lower legs are up because the chair is too tall. So I had to find a chair that would fit. Lower legs are parallel to the floor. Hips are a few inches away from the base of your support at neutral. So you have the natural curve to your back. You've got support for your head if you need it, folded washcloths, folded towel, whatever. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your arms are wherever they're most comfortable, spread out at your sides, even in cactus, if that's comfortable for you. We're going to be here for 7 minutes. So the idea is we're putting our lower back in traction. If you're ever in a situation where your lower back is hurting, like yesterday I was doing a lot of cooking and baking, and I was on my feet a lot, so my lower back starts to hurt. So I took 10 minutes out and I did this, and the pain went away, and I was good for the rest of the day. So this puts your lower back in a traction position and allows gravity to help it relax. So all we have to do for the next 7 minutes is be in this position. Bring yourself, your awareness into your yoga space. Try to, this is the hard part, try to just be. Try not to think of what you have to do after this, the errands you have to run today, whatever. Try to just be. And I know that's a challenge. So 7 minutes. Here we go. Oh, there's Diana. Hey, Diana, we're in static rest right now. Glad you could make it. Okay, 7 minutes are up. Stay where you are. Now, if you choose, you can roll your tongue up under the roof of your mouth. This tightens your chin. And what we're going to do is slowly rotate our head from right to left 6 times. Cervical rotation. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Okay. So the next thing we're doing is vagus nerve reset. So we're all familiar with this, but let me just briefly go over. We're trying to activate our vagus nerve that starts at the brain and comes down both sides of our body, both sides of our skull. So your head is stationary and does not move. It is facing forward. You're looking at the ceiling. You can do this sitting up, but in our position, we're looking at the ceiling. Only our eyes are going to move. So we start by moving just our eyes to the right. And excuse me, oh, see, all I have to do is think about it and I get a reaction. Just move your eyes to the right and wait for a reaction, a sigh, swallow, gulp, or yawn. And if it's been a while since you've done this, it may take a minute or so. What we're doing is we're trying to activate the vagus nerve with our optic nerve. And then once you've had that reaction, bring your eyes back to center. Your head is still not moving, it's facing forward. And then your eyes go to the left and you wait for that reaction, sigh, swallow, gulp, or yawn. Oh, like I said, all I have to do is think about it and I yawn because I do this a lot. This is a way we have of resetting our nervous system. And it's like resetting a computer, and it's a relaxation process. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes yourself to do it twice on each side at your own pace. So go ahead. Okay, finish up. If you're like me, my eyes water as well. Oh. The next thing we're doing is head ramping. Now you can keep your head on whatever support you've got it sitting on, or you can switch out for a sponge ball or a set of therapy balls if you choose. Now, the idea behind this movement is we are, if you're like me, we're always looking down at our devices, our phones, our iPads, our computer, a book, our projects, whatever. And our head is in an unnatural position. So we want to stretch that back of our neck. The occipital ridge, the bony part between your ears, runs along your scalp line. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pushing that away from the rest of our body. In this case, we're pushing it towards the floor. If you're sitting up, and you can do this sitting up, you would just be pushing it away from your body. So we're going to press the back of our neck towards the floor, hold it, and then release 3 or 4 times. So press, hold, and release, and press, hold, excuse me, and release. Now, the reason I'm yawning is we're still working on our vagus nerve, and you may still get that reaction that you had before. That's what's happening with me. So don't worry if that happens. Press. Now your chin will come along from the right, but it's the back of your neck that's initiating the move. Hold and release. And one last time. Press. Hold and release. Okay. Good job. Now, the breathing exercise we're going to do today is Viloma breathing. And again, we're also all familiar with that. Basically, in Viloma breathing, you're taking partial sips of air to fill your lung up, and then a normal exhale. So in Viloma breathing, it's 3. So you take 1/3 of your lung and hold it, and then a second third of your lung and hold it just briefly, and then a third to fill up your lungs completely and hold it, and then a normal exhale. So let's go ahead and try that. So inhale a third, hold it, inhale another third, hold it, inhale to full, and now exhale. This is another exercise, just so you know, meant to calm the nervous system, get us ready for movement. So again, inhale, hold, inhale, hold, inhale, and exhale. And one last time. Inhale, hold, inhale, hold, inhale, and exhale. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're doing is vacuum. You can leave your legs on a chair if you choose. I personally like to move away from my chair and straighten my legs. Whatever position you take is up to you. We're going to be working on the pelvic floor. I think I've got that down to an art. So, like I say, whatever shape you choose is up to you. You can be in center pose, knees bent, feet flat, or you can have your legs extended. I personally like my legs extended because then I can just focus on my pelvic floor. So this exercise is meant to help tighten your pelvic floor. And if you have trouble with urinary leaks, maybe you've had children, maybe you're just old like me. If I get up suddenly, or if I run or jump suddenly, I will have a little leak. And it's very common. But what's happening is our pelvic floor is loosening up. So this is an exercise meant to tighten that up and prevent that from happening. So what we're going to do is take a normal inhale and then exhale everything out of our lungs, empty our lungs, and hold our breath out. At the same time, we're going to tighten our pelvic floor, push our belly button down towards the floor so we're flattening our back, and make a vacuum in our pelvic floor area by doing that, tightening it up. Hold it for the count of 10, and then release. So let's go. So a normal inhale, and then exhale everything out of your lungs. Hold it out, create your vacuum, tighten your pelvis, lower your lower back, flatten your back, lower your belly button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Excuse me. Yeah, coughing also does it. Or sneezing. If I have to sneeze, I have to. Okay, we're going to do this 2 more times. So give yourself a minute to get your breath back. A normal inhale through the nose. And then exhale everything through the mouth and or nose out of your lungs. Empty your lungs. Create your vacuum. Push your belly button down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. I find if I do this, and I have been known to stop and do it several times during the day, it's not as bad. It's really not in my head. It does work. Okay. Last one here. Take a normal breath. Inhale. Exhale everything out of your lungs. Empty your lungs. Create your vacuum. Push your belly button down towards the floor. Flatten your back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. All right. Now for our warm-ups, we're going to do a couple of different things, not our usual stuff. I'm getting a little tired of that repetitiveness, so I made up some other stuff. So let's go ahead and come on up to sitting. Now you can do our regular, side bends and stuff if you want, but I've just thought, oh, I want to do something different. So you can be sitting cross-legged or bound ankle. And if you're doing your bound ankle, it can be out to here if that's more comfortable, or up to here. What we're going to do is we're just going to, whether you're sitting cross-legged or soles of your feet together, we're just going to rock back and forth from one hip to the other. And we're just going to do this for 40 minutes. 40 minutes, no, 40 seconds. What am I thinking today? Okay, 40 seconds, just a gentle, you're going from pretty much one cheek to the other, just back and forth. This is like telling our body we're waking up, we're moving. Here we go, we're moving. And if you're cross-legged, you can do it this way too. I mean, even if your feet are out, you can do it. So this just kind of, we're just sort of, okay, yeah, we're moving now. Okay, that was 40 seconds. Okay, for the second one, we're going to go ahead and extend our legs. And they're going to be in a V shape. So they're not straight ahead, they're in a V. This V can be as wide or as narrow as is comfortable for you. We don't want to stretch. I mean, if you're comfortable doing this, that's fine, but we don't want to strain our hips at this point. We're still warming up. So I suggest just past your shoulders or your hips, because like I say, we're just warming up here. Now in this movement, we're going to keep our back straight. We're going to pretend we have a board back there touching the back of our head and our hips. We're not going to be slouching our shoulders. We're keeping our back straight, shoulders back. Our hands are forward, palms facing each other. And we're going to lean to one side or the other. In my case, I'm leaning to my right. And then just reach forward without bending your back. Your back is still straight. We're bending from the hip. So we're just going to reach forward, bending from the hip. You're not going to go very far this way, and that's fine. You should feel a stretch in your hamstring, in your calf, but not in your back because your back is straight. And just reach towards your foot. We're holding it there for a few seconds. Our head is just even with our shoulders, and then come back. Okay, now to the center, the same thing. Palms facing each other, legs are apart, back is straight, and we're just going to lean forward, and we're just coming forward a few inches because our back is straight. We're not slouching. And we're holding it for a few seconds and then coming back. Again, we're just moving from the hip. I know the tendency is to reach, but no, we're not doing that at this point. Okay, now the opposite leg. Arms are parallel to the floor. Head is upright. And when we lean forward, go ahead and come forward. Your head is looking straight ahead, like you're talking to somebody and they're fascinating. So you're looking at them. Your back is straight, but you're looking straight ahead. Should feel it in your hips, just a little bit, that you're moving from your hips. And then come back. So we'll do that again, and I'm going to do it with a side view. So my legs are just slightly wider than the mat, but it's whatever is comfortable for you. My arms are straight out, palms facing each other. Going to go to my right. You can go to whichever side you choose. Arms are straight, back is straight. And then go forward. I'm coming from the hip. It's hard to tell. I have a dark shirt on, but my back is straight. So I feel the stretch in my legs. Just be aware of where you're feeling it. You may not feel it at the same spot I am, and that's fine. Just make sure your back is straight, your head is facing forward. Come on back. Okay, now forward. Again, arms are straight ahead, palms facing each other, back is straight. You go forward, keeping your back straight, so it's only a few inches. And then come back. Good job. Now to the opposite side. Arms out. Move from the hip. And then come back. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay. Oh, I see. I couldn't read my own notes. On this third movement in the triplet, again, you can do bound ankle, and you can have your ankles out if they're not comfortable. You can be cross-legged. But again, we're going to have the straight back. So let me give a side view. We're going to have the straight back, and we're going to bend forward toward our feet. Again, with the straight back and looking straight forward. Now, you're not going to be able to come all the way down because that would involve rounding. We're not rounding. Always sit in good posture. Straight back, go forward. We're going to hold this for 40 seconds. So if you can reach your feet, that's fine. If you can't, just hold on to your ankles. or your calves or whatever's comfortable. Put it straight back. You should feel it in your hips because we're leaning from the hips. And we're holding this pose because it's a bone building pose. We do a minimum of 30 seconds in these poses. So we go for 40. Keep your back straight, keep your head level. Yes, I can definitely feel this in my hips. Okay, that was 40 seconds. So the idea behind the straight back is you're moving from your hip. Okay. So we're now going to do the leg stretch. So you will want a wall or a bookcase that you can put your foot against. So I need to regroup here. So give me just a minute. And you're going to need your yoga strap. So I just have a little bit of a wall here. So we're going to do the leg stretches. These are closed end leg stretches because we are bracing ourselves against a wall. So you're lying on your back. You've got one foot or the other, doesn't matter what foot you start with, on the wall, like you're standing on the wall. Your heel is on the floor. Your toes are pointed towards the ceiling. I'm starting with I'm going to start with my left foot, sorry, on the wall. Left foot on the wall, heel on the floor, toes pointed towards the ceiling. Go ahead and hook the strap on your right foot. Now, your knee can be bent if that's more comfortable for you. You get the best stretch if your knee is straight, but if you're unable to do that, that's, just do what you can do. Our shoulders are relaxed on the floor. Our elbows are on the floor. This is not an arm stretch. So we want our shoulders and arms to be in a relaxed position, one strap in each hand. We're going to gently pull our foot back towards our head. And this is a 40-second hold. Be gentle with yourself. Again, if you need to bend your knee, bend your knee. You should feel this in your hamstrings, maybe in your calf, possibly in your hip. Just be aware. Adjust your position as needed. And just gently pull it back. And again, we're holding these for 40 seconds. That way you get the best benefit out of the stretch. All righty. Now take the strap. If you've got your right leg up, take the strap, both straps in your right hand. If you've got your left leg up, take them in your left hand. So the same hand, same leg. We're going to move the leg to the right. Again, it's a 40-second hold. Now, you may only go a few inches, and that's fine. Everybody's different. Not everybody can put it all the way down. Don't worry about it. Just go as far as you can. You want to keep your opposite hip on the ground and that leg firmly against the wall. So just go as far as you can. You might even put a block or a pile of blankets or washcloths under your foot for support instead of having it hang out in the air. Feel that stretch in your leg. And that's 40 seconds. That goes by fast. Okay, now leg stretch 3 is going to involve some shifting. We're going to be shifting our foot so our side of the foot is on the ground and the toes are pointed away. We're also going to shift our hip, so I have to lift it and shift it. The foot comes across the body. Now, a couple of things you can do with your upper body. You can turn it into a twist by keeping your right shoulder down, or you can come with it. Everything shifts. Now, your foot on the wall, this side foot, the toes are facing away. And the leg, again, is crossing over. And if I'd set my timer, thought I did. I guess I didn't. Okay, there we go. The leg is crossing over. I'm feeling this in my IT band, along my thigh, a little bit of my glute. Again, if your leg needs to be bent, bend it. That's fine. Doesn't have to be straight. I'm choosing to twist. You don't have to. You can bring your shoulder over. But I like the twist. And again, you can rest your leg on a block or pillow, folded blanket, so it doesn't hang out there in space. All right. And that was probably a little longer than 40 seconds. And shift everything back because we're going to do the other leg. So I've got my strap in the exact middle of my foot. You would put it wherever you feel most comfortable. I like it right in the middle. That's just me. Okay. Now again, this first one, the heel's on the floor, the toes are pointed towards the ceiling, just like before. Your lower leg is straight. Your upper leg is either straight or you can bend it if that's more comfortable. 40 seconds. So shoulders, elbows on the ground. You're gently pulling the strap back. So you're pulling your foot towards your head. It's not going to go there, but you're pulling it. Now I'm feeling a pull in my quad, so I'm going to let up on my pulling back because I'm going to strain something if I don't. It's weird. Okay. But you should feel this in your hamstrings, the back of your thigh, possibly your calf, possibly your quads, like I did. Okay, 40 seconds. Now take both straps in whichever hand matches the leg that's up. And we're going to pull that leg to the side. Again, your knee can be bent if you choose. And you may only be able to pull it over a little bit, and that's fine. Stop when you feel that first pull. We're not here to hurt ourselves, strain ourselves. We're just here to do what we can. I had a gal in my class the other day. She was 41 and she thought she could do everything, just even though she'd never done yoga before. She ended up straining something. So I want to stress, please don't do that. I felt bad, but it wasn't my fault. Okay, 40 seconds. Pull it up. It wasn't major strain, but still. Okay, for leg stretch 3, everything shifts. Your foot shifts on the wall. Your toes are now pointed to the side. You may want to shift your hip a little bit. And let me get my timer before I forget. There it is. Now the leg comes over, crosses over your body. The foot is now, the side of the foot is on the floor. The toes are pointing towards the wall. You can turn it into a twist, or you can bring your arm over with your leg. It's up to you. You've now got your hip raised. And you can set your foot on a block, a pile of towels, a blanket, a pillow, if it doesn't touch the floor. and feel a different stretch. And there we go. 40 seconds. That goes by fast. All right. Good job. We're done with the strap. Okay. All right. Now we're going to be standing at a wall or a door, whichever works for you. So I need to move my computer real quick. So bear with me. I want you to be able to see me. All right, so we're going to be doing a back bend at the wall. So we are standing with our back to the wall, just a couple of inches away, standing in good posture. Toes are facing forward, ankles above feet, hips above ankles, shoulders above hips. Head is level, looking straight ahead. The back bend we're doing is arms up and then palms against the wall. We'll be extending the chest, not the hips. It'll be like that. We'll hold out for 40 seconds. So here we go, 40 seconds. Try to keep your elbows close to your head if you can. If you have shoulder issues, you may be out here, and that's fine. And in my case, I can only put my fingertips on the wall. You probably won't be able to put your whole hand on the wall. If you can, that's great. But basically, we are stretching our upper back. Again, a 40-second hold, because this is a bone builder. So we got to hold it at least 30. So we go for 40. And we have 2 seconds left. There we go. Come on down. And now we're going to do the spine twist at the wall. This is also for your back. I want you to see where my feet are. So with the spine twist, we'll start on the right foot forward, left foot back. Your elbows are at your waist, palms are up. And then we rotate and put our palms on the wall. They're about even with our shoulders and even with each other. And then we hold that for 40 seconds. So go ahead and rotate 40 seconds. This is a very good rotation for the back itself. It's very gentle and it's supported by the wall. So this is something you can do several times during the day if you choose. And 40 seconds does not last all that long. There we go. Come on around. We're going to do the other side. So left side against the wall, left foot forward. Always the foot forward is the one closest to the wall. Right foot back. Elbows at your sides, palms up. 40 seconds. Rotate. Hands on wall. Now I try to make sure my hands are even. My back is straight and my head is level. Now, while you're here, and I could have said this when we were on the other side, you can move your head from right to left if you choose. I don't recommend going up and down. It's too much of a strain on your neck. Or you can stay still and just be aware of where you're feeling this. I'm feeling this in my mid-back, a little bit of my hips. And there we are. 40 seconds. All right, now since we're standing, we're going to do arm circles. So we got to do something for our arms. So the arm circles are just a full circle like this. We'll do it 3 times this direction, and then 3 times the other direction, and then the other arm. So let's go ahead. This is very good for the shoulder. Now, if you'll notice, the only thing moving is my arm. I'm not twisting my body. I'm actually just moving the arm. It's gone 3 times. We're going to go 3 times the other way. And I'm going in front of my body. So, in case you couldn't see that. 3 times the other way. Very good. Okay, now the other arm. So it's kind of like your hand is the hands of a clock. It's running very fast, or maybe a second clock, second hand. Up and over, and up and over. And that's 3. This is a very simple move, but it's really good for the shoulder. The other direction. And try to make sure that you're not moving anything but your arm. And there we go. All right. Okay, so back to the floor. We are going to be on our backs. Gotta make sure I'm centered here. We are going to be on our backs. We're going to do some hip work here. So your knees are bent. Your feet are flat. If you want, you have support under your head. That's up to you. We're going to put one hand on one knee, one hand on the other knee, and make circles. So pretend the ends of your knees are pencils and you're drawing a circle in the ceiling. So you can go with both together. You can go apart, whichever works for you. Just circles in the air. No, you can do this without your hands on your knees, but it is easier. Because that way you know exactly where your knees are. So this not only helps your hips, but it's also core work, believe it or not. We're working our abs, which for me is something I really need. But ab work supports your core. So it's always good to do that. And this is a great hip opener. So once you've done it one direction for a while, go ahead and switch direction. It's another one of these simple but basic but very effective moves. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, it's called Happy Child Rocking. Now that we've warmed up our hips a little bit, come back to this position, put your hands on your hips, and we're just going to rock back and forth. Bring your head and your shoulders with you. So this is an easier variation of Happy Baby. Not everybody can hold their toes in Happy Baby. So we're just doing Happy Child. This is Happy Child. It's a very easy one to do. And yet you get that massage on your back. Back and forth. I like this one. And again, believe it or not, you're working your core. All right. So that's good. Good job. Go ahead and put your feet down. We're going to do one more pose before we end for the day, and that's a bridge pose. Now, not everybody can do a bridge pose, and that's okay. You do want to make sure you have head support if you need it. Sometimes I don't like that pillow there. Sometimes I do. In this case, I do. So your knees are bent. Feet are hip width apart. The rest of your body is relaxed. Okay. Now, to start with, you want to put your arms alongside your body, down by your hips, palms down. This will help you because you're going to be pushing down with your palms. You're going to be pushing down with your feet. Now, if you're unable to do a bridge pose, that's fine. You don't need to. You just need to feel what can happen. So if you push down with your feet and you can push down with your hands, you can slowly lift your hips up. Now, you may feel this in your quads. You may feel it in your hamstrings. If you do, come on down. We don't want to strain anything, but for those of us who can, again, we're going to push down with our feet. That helps raise our hips. And you can also push down with your hands. And come on up into the bridge pose. We're going to hold this for just maybe 10 seconds. Now you can have your hands behind you if you want. You can have them next to you. You can have them up here. Come on down. Very good. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. So again, feet on the floor, palms down. Even if you can't do it, you can still push on your feet and feel your hips lift up just a little. Sometimes that's just enough and they come back down. For those of us that want to do the bridge pose, we're going to come all the way up or as far as you can comfortably, because you're going to feel a pull in your legs. So your shoulders and your feet are the only ones touching. If you have neck issues, I do not recommend this. And then come on down. And when you come down, do it slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Because this works your core. And then come on down. Okay, good job, guys. Let's go ahead and get ready for Yoga Nidra. I'm going to guide you through a 61-point guided Yoga Nidra meditation. Get into a comfortable position. Make sure that you are either warm enough or cool enough, as the case may be. Might even roll yourself up in a blanket if it's cool. Can put something over your eyes or not, just close your eyes. I'm going to lead you through a 61-point guided meditation. And when I mention these parts of your body, I want you to draw your attention to them without moving any part of your body. So let's begin with your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Observe your abdomen as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Now bring your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, spiritual heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This concludes the 61-point guided Yoga Nidra meditation. Begin to wiggle and stretch. Stretch your legs out if they're bent. Stretch your arms above your head. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. First one way and then the other. Stretch one side, one arm up, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then bring that one down and stretch the other arm up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Oh, yeah. Now take one knee and hold it to your chest. Say, thank you, knee. I appreciate everything you do. Straighten that leg out. And take your other knee and hold it to your chest. Thank you, knee. Straighten that leg out. Excuse me. Now bring both knees up to your chest. And let's slowly rock back and forth like we did before when we were doing Happy Child. I really like that rocking. It's very restful. And when you're done, or when you feel you've rocked enough, go ahead and rock towards the camera. Lay on your side, using your lower arm as support for your head. We're going to take our gratitude minute here. Just take a minute, rest, breathe. Think of 3 things you're grateful for. It's always nice to start the day with a grateful heart. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful the sun is shining today. This is Oregon. It never does that. When you're ready, come on out to sitting if you choose. I'm going to remove my spotlight. You may want to unmute yourself. Hands to your heart. Excuse my I have a frog in my throat, excuse me. I want to thank you for joining me today in Intelligent Moving. And let's end the class by saying namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stop this.